Hello friends, how's everybody doing today? We'd like to say welcome and thank you for joining us today. My name is
Media Martin.
And as always, I'm here with my two wonderful assistants.
Sunshine Shaley. Rainforest Reagan.
Good job, and we'd like to welcome you and all of our junior scientists and our friends for coming with us this morning. And today we are going to talk about cactus survival. Now, before we get into this, we got to review. What am I?
A scientist.
And a scientist likes to do what?
Know more about the world.
Learn more about the world and how and why things work, correct? Now, first of all, they do this because most of the time, scientists are very, very curious and they want to find answers to questions. So when they have a question about something, they form a
hypothesis.
Good job. You guys at home know what a hypothesis is? We have reviewed it every single day. Hopefully you guys can tell me. So a hypothesis is?
An educated guess.
Good job. An educated guess as to what they think is going to happen during their tests. And their tests are called? Experiments. And while a scientist is doing these experiments over and over and over again, they have to do what to these experiments? Observe. And how do you observe?
Your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your hands, and your ears.
And you use those to do what?
Your touch, five senses.
Your five senses.
Smell, taste, hear, look.
Good job.
Feel.
Good job, good job, good job. And so as you are observing your experiments, you have to write down all your information, collect your data, study and analyze. And at the end, you have your final
Experiment.
conclusion. Good job. Now, our materials for today are going to be a piece of green paper. If you do not have green paper at home, you can take a white piece of paper and color it with a marker, crayon, green pencil. And if you don't have any of that, white will work. You'll be able to use it anyway, but we are lucky and happen to have green. And you are actually going to cut this piece of paper in half. Okay, do you want to show them that, Rainforest Reagan?
And if you don't have green, you can also use any color you want.
Yeah, I guess so. A brown might work, or maybe even a black. Anyway, I'm not so sure there's too many red cactuses out there. But we're using green. And in addition to that, we have got a whole bunch of little pieces of paper cut off that are actually sandpaper. And sandpaper is nice and thick and scratchy, kind of like the points, the prickers, right, on a cactus. So we have those. They're about an inch long. If you don't have sandpaper, you can use other paper at your house. We also have Scotch tape. We have got scissors for you to be able to cut your pieces of paper. We have got some glue sticks. You can use regular Elmer's glue, but this is a little bit messy for this particular project. And we also have water. And I have them today in 2 glass cups. Hopefully that way you will be able to see what happens at the very end. You can use a bowl. You can use any type of plastic cup if you want. That'll be fine. So when I say cactus, where do you find a cactus?
In the desert.
In the desert. Now, when you think of the desert, what do you think of?
Hot and dry.
Really, really hot and really, really dry. Which is
sandy.
And it kind of like very sandy, dirt, stuff like that. So when you're thinking of the desert, we are talking about an extreme condition. Do you guys know any other extreme conditions that could be other than just the desert or something that's really, really hot?
Like Antarctica.
Antarctica.
It's cold.
Because it's
south.
Yeah, the
North
pole.
Pole.
That's right. Antarctica, the North Pole, the South Pole. Because that there it would be what? Really,
cold.
really extremely cold. Any others?
Summer.
Well, yeah, but that's not super extreme. Like for here, it does get hot. It does get hot here in central North Carolina, but not like the desert where it's hot all the time, just about. Any others that you can maybe think of? What about stuff that swims?
Beach.
All right, the beach, but what else is the beach?
The animal.
How about the ocean?
Water.
There are animals that live extremely deep in the water. That is so deep that light can't even get there. So that is an extreme environment as well. So how do animals, organisms, plants live in these extreme conditions?
They like have different like things that they can use, like different tools that like help them sense where stuff is.
Okay, that is a very good answer. They can do that. Some do have the ability to do that. How do they do that? It is called adaptation. Do you know, have you learned about adaptation yet? Tell me what that is.
It's like the way an animal like learns how to live in its environment.
Okay, yes, over a very long period of time, an animal or an organism will adapt, which means that it is changed over a very long period of time in order to survive in its environment. And it can change its behavior, it can change something functionally, even the way it looks. So, could you tell me any type of adaptations?
Like
Food.
yeah, you can change your food maybe like
Water.
Oh, water is one, how you can get water. So like, no. So like in a desert, is there a lot of water in the desert?
Don't you have to dig like really deep if you want to?
If you could, but what like a plant? How does, we're talking about what today?
Cactuses. There's water in cactuses.
There is water in
and
cactus.
different trees.
And different bushes and trees, but a cactus has the ability to soak up lots and lots of water. Any other things other than just that? What about like a penguin or a polar bear or a whale that swims deep in the ocean? Well, you guys don't know that one. They have special feathers, like the penguin has special feathers. No, not necessarily special mouth. They have special feathers that allow them to not get wet. That has a waxy film over it. They also have a lot of blubber. What's blubber?
It's fat.
Like fat. So stored up fat. Good job. So we're going to do a really quick thing extra today that I like to do.
Yeah.
And this is a bag of lard or vegetable shortening that is almost exactly the exact same thing as blubber. And then I have an extremely cold ice pack. That's right. So we're going to do a test that in an experiment that will show you how blubber works on certain animals before we get into our cactus talk, okay? Yes, ma'am.
If you don't have an ice pack, you can also use like a coal. Like if you put something in the freezer, you can also use like coal. To, like,
Yeah, you could use a vegetable bag, a frozen vegetable bag, or ice in a bag. But we happen to have this. It's nice and not super messy. So we're gonna use this. So what I want you to do is you two real quickly take turns. You can hold back for a second. You get to hold back. All right, touch it for a minute. You don't need one. It's okay. I want you to touch it. How cold is that?
It's cold.
It's cold, right? All right, so now I want you to take the blubber and put it on top of your hand.
I've done this one.
Shh, don't tell her secrets.
That's school.
We did do this one at your school. You're right. And now, do you want to take the ice pack and put it on top of her hand and see if you can feel the coldness on your hand?
Yeah. Well, kind of like. Well, not really.
Can you really feel it?
Like it just feels a little tiny bit colder.
Cold. All right, say that
Not
again.
really. Like it's just.
Apparently, we need to do more testing with her. All right, so put this on your hand regularly. Now turn it around.
It's way cold. It's like way less cold.
Okay. No, all right, you weren't saying it right. All right, now you put the blubber on. Is it more cold, less cold, or the same?
Less cold.
All right, that's what we were going
I
for.
was saying that.
That's not what you were saying. Now you try it. Let's see if the experiment's the same. So you can touch the fat and then touch the cold.
This is fat.
Yeah. Blubber. Sorry, we're going to call it blubber. Now is it less cold with the blubber on, More cold or the same?
Less cold.
That's right. There we
And
go.
it feels
Yeah.
cold unless you push it down.
Say that again.
Push it.
You have to push it.
Well, yeah, but unless an avalanche falls on you, hopefully that wouldn't happen. We can play with this again later. So this is an adaptation that some animals have. They have extra blubber that will keep them warm in extreme cold conditions. But today we are going to talk about cactuses. Cactuses have or cacti have the ability to soak up lots of water into the plant so that it can survive in extreme conditions where a lot of rain does not occur. And in fact, most cactuses can take in about 95% of their body weight in water. And every part of the cacti can soak up water, from the roots into the big trunks, into their branches. They even have pleats in them that will swell up with water and expand so that it can hold so much water. In fact, a cactus can survive up to 2 years without a single drop of two. You want to show them two? Two! Everybody say two!
Two.
That's right, 2 years. That's right, 2 years without a single drop of water because it can soak up everything. They also have a waxy film over the outside of the cactus that keeps it from getting sunburned in the desert. It also helps hold in moisture, and the stickers, the pines, the needles that stick out of the cactus helps to do what? What do you think that does?
Keep stuff from completely eating.
Yes, it protects the cactus from getting eaten by other animals. Now there are some animals that do feed on cactuses, or cacti, sorry, but it's but overall the needles help protect it. Other things in the desert that might be an adaptation, kind of like a cactus has, is nocturnal. Do you know what it means to be nocturnal?
You sleep during the
Yeah.
you sleep during the day, and then you're up at night.
That's right. Good job. That is another adaptation that some animals have in order to survive in the desert. Also, one other one would be to have really, really big ears. There are some rabbits out in the desert that have extremely huge ears that help to dissipate heat from their body. So their heat leaves their body through their ears and out into the atmosphere to help cool them down. So today we are going to make a cactus. And the type of cactus we are actually going to make is called a saguaro. Can you guys say that?
Saguaro.
Close. Saguaro.
Saguaro.
Good job. And that is one of the most famous cactuses in
North Carolina.
no, not North Carolina, in the desert, in the southwest North America, right? So we are going to go ahead, and you guys can pick. They have two different colors, two different color greens. You can pick whichever one you want.
The half or the full?
The half. All right, and you're going to start to fold it. Here, I'll show you. I'll do one as well. Not that way, the long way. So in about half an inch. And we're going to make this look like an accordion. So you're going to go back and forth. So see, watch me. And then you're going to flip it over.
Like a fan?
Yes, like a fan, exactly. Good job, an accordion. All right, I will. We will after we do it. You're going to fold it and flip it back and forth. Well, here, I picked the same as you. So if you can't do it, you can use mine. Back and forth so that looks like an accordion or a fan, like Rainforest Reagan said. And about half an inch wide each layer. Because we're going to make the pleats that run down. Good job. Okay. So it kind of looks like this when you're done. Okay. Now you guys are going to help each other after you are done. And we are going to tape, is it hot in here? We are going to tape the edges together.
It's a fan.
I'll go ahead and help yours. So what you're going to want to do, no, I need that because you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. All right, so you're going to open up the accordion and you're going to take the edges and turn them around so that it kind of is going to make a big trunk. And when you make this trunk,
or a tree branch.
well, not the actual branch, this is going to be the trunk. Okay. And you're going to take your tape, so Rainforest Dragon, I will hold it. And if you want, take the tape and put one over there so it holds the two pieces together. There we go. If you want, you can get another one. You want to go ahead and tear your tape too? Just tear your tape. We'll do that next. 5th grade, and they still don't know how to tear tape.
I do that. This was just hard.
I can do it.
It's okay, just tear it. That's fine. Here, good job. Put it on hers for her. This one.
Here?
All down at the bottom, so the whole, no, long ways. There we go.
This one's Haley.
Alright, so when you're done, you should be able to open it a little bit and stand it up, just like that. Okay, so let's do yours real fast.
This one's mine.
Do you want to get some tape?
That's the front. That's the back. That's the front, actually. That's the back.
Alright, we're going to tape hers as well. You want to put the two sides. Did you show them everything, the front and the back and everything else? Right there. Good. Perfect. You want to do another one just to make sure? Perfect, perfect, perfect. No, right down there. Further down. Yep. Good. Alright, so then you can stick your finger in there to try to kind of open it up a little bit. And again, and this is the reason why I like to use the heavier, thicker paper or the cardstock, because it stands up a whole lot easier than if you use regular construction paper. So next, we are going to attach our needles, and that is why we have our sandpaper. So I'm just put a few for you. You don't have to use them all. You really, you only need a few. All right, and you're going to take your glue.
Stick.
Yes, your glue stick. And the easiest way to do this is to take your sandpaper, your needle, and you're going to fold the very tip of it up a little bit, okay? So it kind of makes a very tiny L, and it's kind of like a ledge. Don't know if you guys can see that at home, but a tiny ledge. And the reason why you do that is because when you take your glue, you can put your glue on the little edge that you made, and then it is very easy for it to stick to your cactus, your saguaro. It's one of my favorite words.
Is that where you put your glue?
You put it on the ledge, and then you can glue it, and it will stick out, so that the needle is sticking out into, into the space, instead of leaning up straight against the cactus. And you only have to use maybe 4, 5, 6, but if you want, since you're at home, if you're still bored because you got nothing else to do, you can do a ton of them. Put needles all over the entire
Thing.
the entire cactus if you want to. Well, no, we're only gonna do a few, and then you can do more if you want. It will take a while if you want to put like 50 needles on it. It'll take some time. Don't forget to bend them. Are you folding it? All right, yeah, just make sure. It will once it dries. Okay. We'll go ahead and stop right there for right at the moment. You guys can obviously put more if you want, and my assistants might want to put more later on.
I do.
So, can you guys see that at home? Okay, would you like to show them your cactus?
I only did 3, but here's mine.
Mine fell off.
Yeah, make sure you put a lot of glue or else they're gonna fall off.
Okay, and then the final thing we are going to do is put it in our glass of water or your cup or your bowl, And what's it gonna do? What do you think it's gonna do?
It's gonna
It's
soak
gonna
up
soak
the
up.
It's gonna slowly soak up the water. I don't know exactly how far it will go. We can leave it in there and see. That's part of the experiment. See how far the water will soak up into the cactus. We'd like to thank you guys for being with us today. We appreciate it. I hope you guys had fun. I am Meteor Martin. This is
Sunshine Shaylee.
And I'm Rainforest Reagan.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.